And we are live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, James. Quick shout out to you for joining a little bit early. So greatly appreciated. We're going to jump right into business. We've got tidbits to cover. We've got Bilt stuff to talk about. We've got Rove stuff to talk about. And we've got various odds and ends. So I'm going to get through that as quickly as I can. And then we're going to jump into the comments and go from there. So Bilt, big news today from Bilt. Bilt has joined forces with UMW, and we knew that this was coming. So we have Bilt and UMW partner for points earning. So Bilt launches new partnership for earning rewards on mortgages. This coming from Upgraded Points. Everything is in the description. I pre-slated everything that way. So Bilt Rewards is no longer just a platform for earning points on rent. It hasn't been for a while after several expansions for how you can earn and use points, but now it's possible to earn points on mortgage payments thanks to Bilt's new partnership with United Wholesale Mortgage, UMW, or UWM, sorry. I'm going to do UMW, UWM, dyslexia, deal with it. What is UWM and how does the new partnership with Bilt work? Let's take a closer look. What is United Wholesale Mortgage? It is one of the largest mortgage issuers in the country. So all of UWM's mortgage loans come via wholesale channels relying on independent mortgage brokers. UWM offers mortgage loans in all 50 states plus Washington, D.C. So they are starting with a big batch of mortgage capabilities. Details of Bilt's new partnership with United Wholesale Mortgage. What we don't have is the earn rate. It is safe to assume that it will be $1 equals 1 point, but we could also assume some things with the Mesa program. For example, we could see you don't get mortgage points unless you put a certain amount of spend through the card. That hasn't been fully announced yet. So Bilt's new partnership with UWM will start in early 2026, though a specific date isn't known at this time. Once it's live, existing UWM customers will transition into the new system, and both they and future customers will be able to earn Bilt points for their on-time monthly mortgage payments. Ugh, that was a mouthful. Bilt promises that all loans originating through UWM will include embedded Bilt benefits beyond just points for their payments. These should include move-in gifts, milestone celebrations, and strategic refinance reminders. Those specifics of that remain unknown. Bilt hasn't announced exactly how many members will earn Bilt rewards on exactly how members will earn Bilt rewards, again, dyslexia, on mortgage payments. Details are forthcoming. We should expect an earning rate similar to what Bilt offers on mortgage payments, 1 point per dollar spent on up to 100,000 points per year. We will have to wait and see if the earning rate is similar for those with and without Bilt's co-branded credit card. It's also been rumored that the Bilt 495 card, because they said 495 was going to be the top end, could potentially get like 1.25 times points on mortgages. So we have to put that out there. Putting this into context, we had Bilt launching in 2021. Their focus was to earn points on monthly rent payments without administrative fees. They've expanded to transfer partners for point redemptions, later expanded into student housing and student loan payments, formed an interesting partnership with Walgreens. They also have, if you go through EXP Realtors, you can earn a point per $2 spent on the down payment and the purchase price of the house. So I'm assuming that you could get the same 1 point per $2 for the initial payment on the house. And then if the loan is originated through UWM, you'll be able to earn your points on your mortgage that way. We have to see what happens, but that is the big story here. We know that UMW, is going to be the primary mortgage partner for Bilt Rewards to start. No idea yet if we're going to see other mortgage issuers, Chase, Wells Fargo, I think Bank of America originates mortgages, or if Bilt is going to take sort of the same agnostic approach that it does with rent to mortgages. But for now, they're partnered with United Mortgage Wholesalers, one of the largest originators of mortgages in the country. And we will find out the full fruits of this partnership in the coming months. But they did announce that they are going to be starting this in 2026. So interesting move there. I did also put in the description the full press release from Bilt Rewards as well as Danny the New Guru. But the gist of it is points on mortgages are coming. So don't know if other lenders will be included to start, but we will have to see what happens going forward. So a lot of, just starting the rumor fire I don't want to speculate too deeply here on the live. I'll probably do a speculation station at some point, but if Bilt is going to approach this the way that they have previous things before, they may start with an individual company to start and then expand from there, maybe set up their own mortgage payment platform that will be agnostic, and you'll be able to put credit card payments through it. Probably at some sort of outrageous fee. And by outrageous, I don't mean like 3%, probably something closer to 4.5% or more. Who knows? But that is Bilt. Next up, we've got some interesting news from my new favorite travel portal, that being Rove. So real quick, sorry, let me bring this up. This is coming from Danny the Deal Guru, but it's also available. It was also available on a award wallet, and we're going to go to the Rove website in just a few seconds here as well. But you can now book loyalty eligible hotels directly on Rove's platform, plus earn 10 times Rove miles in addition to hotel points. This is what I've been waiting for from the Chase Travel platform. So book loyalty eligible hotels directly on Rove's platform. Rove, the free reward platform redefining how travelers earn and use miles, has announced a new feature. Beginning October 14th, 2025, Rove users can book loyalty eligible hotels directly on Rove's platform and still earn hotel points, elite night credits, and status benefits in addition to Rove miles. Those loyalty eligible stays are available across all major hotel chains at tens of thousands of properties around the world. Loyalty eligible bookings won't replace Rove's existing option to earn up to 25 times Rove miles per dollar spent on hotels, and even more in some cases. I've seen up to like 62 times points on Rove hotels. But the loyalty eligible bookings won't replace these. They are going to be in addition, so you're going to have an option. We're going to jump into that in just a second. Earn double miles. To celebrate the launch, Rove is offering double miles on all loyalty eligible hotel bookings through October 31st of 2025, which means a total of 10 times Rove miles per dollar spent, in addition to any hotel points and credit card rewards earned. If you don't have a Rove account yet, don't use their link, use my link. Booking loyalty eligible stays. Finding loyalty eligible stays is simple. When available, loyalty eligible rates will appear in search results right next to standard rates. Once booked, these reservations sync seamlessly with each other's hotel loyalty account. Then a little bit about Rove. So that's from Danny the Deal Guru. I've got this looking. I started searching in Denver because why not? Let's just use Denver as an example because I don't want to dox myself again. So using Denver as an example, let's bring up Rove. Looking at Denver, I put in just the loyalty eligible hotels. I can limit it down to Best Western, Choice, Hilton, IHG, Marriott, World of Hyatt, and Wyndham. I haven't seen Red Roof Plus. I haven't seen Accor Live Limitless. I haven't seen others, but these are the big ones that I see in the U.S. searches that I've done so far. The Slate Hotel Denver, Downtown Tapestry by Hilton. It is Hilton Honors eligible. Sonder by Marriott Bonvoy on Osage. That is Marriott Bonvoy eligible. Doubletree, Hilton. We've got the Grand Hyatt Denver. That is World of Hyatt eligible. Cambria for Choice. Denver Marriott South. Hampton Inn for Hilton. IHG's got the Holiday Inn Express Aurora Medical Campus. Not specifically downtown, like that is a ways because Aurora is a little bit outside of Denver itself. But you've also got Origin Red Rocks, a Wyndham Hotel. You've got Hampton Inn Boulder. So all of these are ones that you will get your Hyatt status, your Hilton status, earn points that way, right? So what does that booking look like? Let's jump to that. So I picked the Sonder, and I picked a couple specific dates. I did like the 28th of October to the 30th of October. So what you would get is, and you have two options. I could do the Rove rate, which I'd pay $157 a night. I'd earn 3x miles. I'd only get 1,076 miles. Not a big time earner in terms of options there. But if I go to Marriott Bonvoy eligible, now I'm going to get 10 times points, typically only 5. So I'll earn 3,589 Rove miles. This is non-refundable, right? I can also pick a refundable option. No, I can't. Okay, whatever. So if I select this, right? I'm not going to book with points, so we'll hit select. Booking offer expires the 14th. Okay, that's fine, whatever. I have 10 minutes to make this booking, but I can put in the guest details, which would be the same as mine, and you just put in your Marriott Bonvoy number here. Same would be true for World of Hyatt, same would be true for Hilton, IHG, whatever program it is. Rove has also confirmed in comments on Doctor of Credit and I think on Danny the Deal Guru, Rove themselves code as a hotel. And they're working on the ability to book through Rove with the eligibility here and pay at the hotel with the card of your choice. So if you have a card that earns a bunch of points with hotels, use that. And then you'll get Rove points, you'll get your card points, and you're going to get points for your stay. This would be non-refundable. I'm not going to put in anything in here, but this is how you would do it. Really, really interesting play here by Rove. This is what I've been asking Chase to do in the Chase travel portal. So real quick, Miles of Smiles, Rove has added the ability to put in your loyalty number with whatever hotel chain and your status will be reflected. You will earn an elite night for the stay, and your spend will get you not only Rove points, it will get you the hotel in questions points, and it will get you since Rove codes as a hotel, as per Rove with their merchant code, you'll get hotel earnings from whatever card you happen to use. So if you have the Sapphire Reserve, which in 12 days is going to go from 3x hotels to 4x hotels, you book through Rove, you're going to get 4 times Chase Ultimate Reward points, you're going to get 10 times points with Rove, and you're going to get whatever your points are with your status through the hotel chain in question. So interesting play here. I'm very excited to see what happens there. I want to book a couple of nights at a nearby Hyatt because I have 4 more nights. I need 4 more nights to like kick in Discoverist again because my credit cards don't give me Discoverist status, annoyingly. So those are the 2 big ones. Let's jump into a couple other pieces here. Final chance, Chase will end point transfers with Emirates Skywards this week. So Chase and Emirates was renegotiating with all of its transfer partners. American Express has gone from 1-to-1 to 5-to-4 with Emirates. City is going from 1-to-1 to 5-to-4. I don't remember if Capital One was also included with this, but Chase decided that they were not going to take part in devaluing the point transfer capability, so from going from 1-to-1 to 1-to-0.8. So Chase will end point transfers with Emirates this week. What is it? Thursday is the last day to do it, but I would get your point transfers into Emirates now or tomorrow and don't wait for October 16th. So transfers from Chase to Emirates ending in October, as first reported by Thrifty Traveler back in August. Chase quietly posted an update about the status of its transfer relationship with Emirates Skywards. The statement says that the Ultimate Reward transfers to Skyward program will no longer be available as of October 16th, 2025, starting at 12 a.m. Eastern. Thus, any transfers you wish to make need to be done by 11:59 p.m. on October 15th. I don't think you want to give yourself that little amount of room, but you certainly can if you want to play with fire. So this is ending. The 1-to-1 transfer ratio is ending on the 16th as of midnight. So get those transfers in if you were looking to make a transfer over to Emirates. So there you go. Earlier this summer, transfers from American Express membership reward points, Bilt rewards, and Ultimate rewards were paused for several weeks. At the same time, we learned that City Thank You rewards were being reduced by 20%. We learned that American Express would also reduce their ratio. It seems that Bilt, I think, is still going to be 1-to-1 as of October 16th, but Chase is pulling out completely. Just the last reminder, get those transfer requests in as soon as possible. So there you go. Next up, we've got Air France, KLM, and ITA Airways, ITA Airways to end their frequent miler partnership in November. ITA Airways is Italy's flagship airline. ITA recently had a large stake of its company bought into by Lufthansa. So ITA will be exiting SkyTeam as part of that. Air France and ITA are ending their frequent miler partnership. You'll probably see the same thing if they have the same relationship with Delta or any other SkyTeam partner. And you'll see them kick in with Star Alliance partners probably shortly thereafter. It stands to reason that ITA will be joining Star Alliance in the not too distant future, the same way that Hawaiian Airlines will be joining Oneworld in 2026. So ITA Airways' shift toward joining Star Alliance is bringing another major change for frequent flyers. After leaving SkyTeam earlier this year, they already left SkyTeam. The airline has been gradually phasing out partnerships from its former Alliance members, and Flying Blue relationship is the next to go. So starting November 16th, members of Flying Blue and ITA's Volare will no longer be able to earn or redeem miles or receive elite benefits on each other's flights. The only exception, travelers may still earn Flying Blue miles when flying ITA-operated flights that carry an Air France or KLM flight number and vice versa. While ITA officially left the SkyTeam Alliance on April 30th, some reciprocal benefits with former partners like Air France and KLM had continued during the transition. This slow phase out has allowed travelers to keep crediting ITA flights to SkyTeam partners such as Flying Blue and Delta Sky Miles. Change comes as ITA prepares to join Star Alliance, where it will align with Lufthansa, Swiss, Austrian Airways, and Brussels Airlines. All of those are part of the Lufthansa group. And the airline has already ended other partnerships, including with Virgin Atlantic, as it completes its transition into the Lufthansa Group network. Once ITA Airways fully integrates into the network next year, we'll learn more about its Star Alliance benefits. Probably expect the same from that they were doing with SkyTeam to be the same pretty much with Star Alliance. So Star Alliance grows by one more airline. And there you go. Next up, we've got United. Its first Starlink-enabled mainline jet will fly from Newark to Houston tomorrow. United is rolling out Starlink capabilities across all of their fleet over the next couple of months. So this will be the first flight for a mainline United jet with Starlink access. So roughly a year ago, United Airlines signed an agreement with SpaceX to equip Starlink satellite Wi-Fi service on much of its fleet and provide it for free to United Mileage Plus members. Since then, the airline has worked to install the service in its fleet of regional jets. Now this project is moving to the airline's mainline fleet, and the FAA recently approved Starlink Supplemental Type Certificate, STC, to the Boeing 737-800 aircraft type. United says it's already installed Starlink on the first 737-800, and it's set to fly from October 15th, 2025 from Newark to Houston. So there's the registration. The flight number is United 2940. Is going to be the first flight on a mainline jet of United's that will have Starlink capabilities. I'm sure they'll be rolling it out to the rest of the fleet as quickly as they can, starting with, I guess, the 737s, and go to the bigger planes and their Airbus fleet as soon as those STCs get approved for the various planes as well. So there you go. Just wanted to highlight something a little cool and go from there. And then finally, we've got a new Marriott Bonvoy promotion for up to 4,025 points per stay. Ongoing members for up to 50,000 points. So Marriott is currently offering several promotions for bonus points, including offers for as much as 50,000 points per stay. Promotions cover the Americas, Europe, Japan, and a smattering of individual properties with their own offers. Now there's a new promotion offering 2,025 bonus points per stay, available up to 3 times, and you can turn that into 4,025 points per stay at Marriott's new Outdoors brand. So you can celebrate 2025 by earning 2,025 bonus points per stay, up to 3 times, for a total of 6,075 points. This offer applies to properties worldwide, valid on stays from October 28th, 2025 to January 10th, 2026. It doesn't matter when you booked your reservation. However, registration for this offer is required, and you can only earn points on stays after registration. Registration closes on December 27th, 2025. Then if you use Marriott's new outdoor brands, that's going to jump up to 4,025, which means you can get 12,075 points for 3 stays at the outdoor brand. You've also got 15,000 bonus points in Mexico, 2,000 bonus points per night at AC, Courtyard, and 4 points. Earn up to 50K bonus points at individual properties, W Budapest, Nagasaki Marriott, the Ritz-Carlton Maui, and the Sheraton Grand Tbilisi Mechi Palace. I did not pronounce that right because it's Georgian. So there you go. And some other promotions there. So we'll stop sharing there. A couple of comments. Let's catch up on those real quick. Those are the tidbits that I have for today. Tried to run through them as quickly as I can. I am wordy. I apologize. So let's jump into some comments here. We got James Ragland joining us. Thank you, sir. Yo, also a channel member. Thank you for that, James. Rupert Pond, also a channel member. Thank you, sir. Jeremy Kane, other lenders going to be included with Bilt and mortgages. I think it's going to be a relatively slow rollout on that. I think you're going to see like the first year or two probably be UWM, and then they'll start expanding past UWM going forward. But I think they're going to do proof of concept first, and whatever mortgage issuer they go after UWM, Wells Fargo is probably going to be one of the last that you'll see. Or maybe they blackball Wells Fargo. Who knows? Or upon 2x on mortgage payments with the top card. I can only hope. I've only seen 1.25, but maybe. Kevin Yen joining us. So earn hotel and earn status is right. I'm so confused. With Rove, yes, you can earn. You'll have your status reflected. You'll earn points, your hotel points based on your status, and you'll gain elite nights. So if you are looking to book through Rove, you're going to get 10 times Rove points for bookings made between now and October 31st. You will get whatever your point booking is, your base booking rate at the hotel of choice is, plus whatever bonuses you get on top of that for holding status. So I hold Discover status. I would get 5.5 base points per dollar spent. In addition to that, I would earn 10 times Rove miles, and I would get 4 times points on my Chase Sapphire Reserve. So triple dip opportunity, and you're going to get your status reflected, and you're going to get that spend reflected as well. I will be experimenting the crap out of this as soon as I can. I want to book a couple of nights at a nearby Hyatt place I know pretty well. It looks like the breakfast included option is going to be about $175 a night. I could do $350 for 2 nights sometime relatively shortly, do another 2 nights, book during the week, pay cash, see what it looks like, and see if my spend is reflected over there. If you book non-refundable through Rove, you'll get your points immediately. But if you don't book non-refundable, you can get your points at the time of your stay. So interesting play. This is what I was hoping to see from Chase with the Chase Travel Portal. I think they're still going to get there, but it's going to take a little while. For Hilton up to 24x, Marriott up to 24x, Hyatt up to 19x, IHG up to 24x if you use Rove, CSR, and hotel base points. Believe so. It would be the 10x from Rove, whatever your card is. I'm going to go with 3 for now, but 4 after the 26th, and then your status reflected as well. John's Credit and Travel joining us. Thank you so much, John. Check out John's channel. Also a channel member. Appreciate you, sir. Juan Meowmex, Meowdy. Thank you, sir. And Nurikan71 joining us. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much as well. So, yeah, the UWM Bilt announcement, it's not a nothing burger. I'm just curious to see what they end up doing with that. This dropped mid-morning, so not a whole lot there. Like, we don't know if it's going to be 1 point per dollar. I assume it's going to be 1 point per dollar. I think a cap of 100,000 points is probably a safe bet to start. You could see them with mortgages and some mortgage payments being a little, we'll say crazy, maybe up to 250,000, but I doubt that. So we'll just have to see what happens from there. But yeah, we knew that mortgages were coming. This is the first indication of it. I'm very interested to see what happens after that. The Rove thing makes me super excited. I'm really intrigued by what they do next. As always, in my pinned comments, I always have a Rove referral. So you get 500 miles for signing up. I get 500 miles, and then whatever you spend, I get like 10% back. I'm a fan of it so far. Like, I'll tell you, the last time I stayed through Rove, through the booking through Rove, I got like 34 times points per dollar. And when I showed up and I used my Hilton Honors card because I was staying at a Hilton, they reflected my status. They gave me my water. I got all the little things that I get with Hilton Silver. Not that much that you get, but they did reflect my status once I provided the card as the incidental card. So if they're going to give you miles and stuff right now, I like that. I like that quite a bit. So I'm going to be booking at least a 2-night stay somewhere and experimenting that and seeing what I can do out of that. Maybe something next week because I've got some time off next week, and see what I can do from there. But I'll definitely report back. I just want to see if it works, because if it does, that's going to be huge. And the fact that Rove claims that their merchant code is hotels, which I don't remember that being the case when I booked with the Sapphire Reserve the last time, but it's fine. I'm more than willing to science it, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, we got a couple more minutes here. We're 26 minutes in. I'm hoping to get to about an hour. Then I've got some duties to fulfill at 6:30, and then y'all can watch Joe's live at 7 o'clock. We got Tio Rico joining us. Thank you so much. Howdy, sir. I've got a follow-up video on a generic mid-tier card idea, as I've been falling down the rabbit hole of where are the mid-tier flexible reward cards. So that'll be dropping at around 8 o'clock tonight. Finish Joe's live before you watch that, please. Shout out to Joe and Credit Card Connection. I'll also be editing tonight, last night's Stack Your Points, so that will be launching tomorrow morning. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I've got a couple of irons in the fire, so should be a good evening. So yeah, it's interesting to see what's going to happen next with Bilt. We can go through their press release here. So UWM, I'm never going to get it right. Today's announcement makes UWM the first mortgage platform where its customers can earn rewards on mortgage payments with Bilt. United Wholesale Mortgage, the nation's largest mortgage lender, and Bilt, the nation's leading housing and neighborhood loyalty platform, today announced a groundbreaking strategic partnership that reimagines the mortgage experience through the entire home ownership journey. UWM mortgage customers can earn valuable Bilt points with each on-time payment while accessing exclusive neighborhood benefits, creating an entirely new value proposition for both homeowners and the independent mortgage brokers who serve them. This partnership makes a pivotal milestone by combining the strengths of the two industry leaders, UWM and Bilt, to support Americans throughout their entire housing journey, from student housing and first apartments through rental, home purchase, and now mortgage servicing. UWM is renowned for offering a faster, easier, and cheaper mortgage experience through mortgage brokers, while Bilt provides its members with the most valuable points in the loyalty rewards industry. Together, they're helping customers build their credit histories, find and purchase homes, and earn rewards throughout the mortgage journey, transforming the American dream into a rewarding reality at every step. Blah, blah, blah. Corporatese is annoying to read. So through the partnership, UWM becomes the first mortgage platform to allow its loan customers to earn rewards with their mortgage payment, and enabling customers to earn Bilt points on every on-time mortgage payment through Bilt's reward program, and ranked as the highest value rewards currency on the market for now. Experience the industry's fastest, most seamless, and cost-effective origination process through UWM. Access exclusive neighborhood benefits, including special offers for more than 40,000 local merchants nationwide. That's just rewards network and Bilt dining, making home ownership more rewarding beyond the four walls of one's home. Earn Bilt points during origination. Bilt's 5+ million members can earn points on their monthly payments when working with UWM brokers. So they're going to be pushing you to UWM. This is a big play for Bilt and a big play for UWM. UWM is already one of the largest mortgage issuers, so it makes a certain amount of sense from there. So let's see what we got. Sharviz Charvizio, also a channel member, thank you so much. Bilt can really change the market for credit cards if they allow for a full Bilt setup trifecta. That's going to be on cardless. I think cardless still has a 1 card per family rule now, but you can hold multiple cardless cards. So you could hold the Bilt card, you could hold the Qatar card, you could hold the Latam card, you could hold the Tap Air Portugal card, but I don't think you can hold both cards from Latam, both cards from Qatar, all 3 Bilt cards. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. But yeah, that would be if they have like a good enough setup with Bilt 2.0. A trifecta, a Bilt trifecta could potentially be very powerful. I don't know how powerful it's going to be. I'm a little bit worried, but I definitely can see where you're coming from on that one. Tia Rico staying at a Holiday Inn Express now in Boston after 4th night free with points, headed to Hilton on Thursday. That's awesome. I'm going to, if I keep the Sapphire Reserve after April, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to, but if I keep the Sapphire Reserve after April, I'm probably going to look into the IHG Traveler to give myself the ability to get that 4th night free on points for holding the IHG Traveler, but have the Bilt IHG Platinum status and go from there. Or I go way down the Rove rabbit hole. We'll see. Sleepy Rod, also a channel member. Thank you so much. Wells Fargo covered $10 million per month for Bilt. How will that work with cardless now? Absolutely no idea. I don't think cardless has a way to pull it off. I think Bilt is going to dig into their pockets on that one. Bilt makes money through all of the things that they do with credit card processing for rent, the 3% that they take. So they should have some fees stored up that way. Especially with the Alaska cards that were earning 3 times points on rent with the 3% fee. I have to imagine that Bilt has some portion of that taken care of, that they're going to bring that in-house for themselves. And UWM invested $100 million into Bilt. I think part of that is, a big chunk of that is going to be, the mortgage processing stuff. But I think the rest of that is going to be kind of helping offset what they're losing with what Wells Fargo was doing for them. So I don't think cardless is going to pay a dime for that, but I think Bilt has potentially reasonably offset the loss of that $10 million. So we'll see what happens. Or at least the loss of the Wells Fargo subsidy that they were getting. Kevin Egan, expensive hotel in Asia for the local residents is expensive for one night. Can be a few months of salary. That's not great. But I imagine there's also some like budget options as well. What may not be cheap for Western travelers may not be prohibitively expensive, but I sort of get where you're coming from. But I don't think you're going to see too many, like, I don't know how many bookings at like the W or the Ritz are folks going to do. But I think like a Holiday Inn Express should still be doable. I don't know. We'll see. Shabby Old Cloak. How different do you think the Bilt cards will be from the survey they sent out months ago? I don't even remember the full survey they sent out months ago. I think 1 point per dollar on rent and mortgage is a given on the no annual fee and the $95 annual fee card. I could see the no annual fee card just being as simple as 1.5x everything and nothing else on that card. If they're going to do elevated earnings on the card, I think they're going to just put all of the elevated earnings on that is going to be on their neighborhood partners. So like you'll get 3x at Walgreens. You're not going to get 3x pharmacy. You're going to get 3 or 4x dining, Bilt dining, not 4x dining, that sort of thing. So I don't think we're going to see significant categories beyond what is in neighborhood, but they're going to be, I have to assume they're going to expand neighborhood into neighborhood grocery and neighborhood gas and sign up, a grocer and a gas partner as well. So that, they're going to dictate where you go for gas, where you go for your groceries, where you go to dine, where you go to pick up your prescription. So the elevated categories are going to be on their neighborhood partners, not general partners. So I don't think you're going to see too many general categories from Bilt besides like 1.5x everything on the no annual fee card. I could see the same on the $95 card. Maybe it does a 1.5x base, maybe it does 1.1x base, but then like higher earnings and maybe some general categories here and there at 95, and the same sort of thing at 495. But I don't think we're going to see like significant changes from what they sent out. But I do think that whatever they put out for neighborhood is what you're going to see on the card. Like I think they're going to put in neighborhood as the big pitch, not general categories. I don't think you're going to see too many general categories on the 95, 495, or no annual fee cards. Background Balloon joining us. Thank you, sir. Hey, finally made it. Just finished a one-way interview because lost my job, contracted, ended a while back. Oh man, I'm sorry. This job market is cooked. At least there is a live just in time to take my mind off of it. Oof. Hopefully that interview could become something, but I'm hoping that you can find something pretty quick. Yeah, this job market is not great. Also, Background Balloon, would be wild if Bilt cooked with what a mid-tier card would look like. Possibly. Like they changed so much from the survey because of the recent Chase Amex refreshes, and Bilt decided to do good for once. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Honestly, I like that they've been quiet. Shows that they've been taking everything into account, but I think they were thinking that they were going to get away with at least another year or two with Wells Fargo, and then they had to throw together the deal with cardless pretty quickly. Be interesting to see what they have for 2.0. Chervizo, the no annual fee card will probably have a serious nerf, high spend minimum, or maybe 0.5x on rent. Cardless can't take the losses Wells Fargo was taking. Yeah, they definitely can't. I could certainly see something like if it's 1 point per dollar, you're not going to get your 1 point per dollar unless you spend at least $1,000 or $1,500 through the card a month. So you're going to pay your rent, and on top of that, you got to pay like another $1,000 at least. That is how Mesa is making it work with their small card issuing partners. So it's not unprecedented at this point. But the days of the 5 swipes is going away for sure. To that end, Shabby Old Cloak, I know it probably won't stay, but I hope whatever they replace the 5 transactions with doesn't change what card I have to put significant spend on. I would be prepared for at least $1,000 a month of spend on the card to get your full 1x points. And if you put less than $1,000 through it, maybe you'll get half a cent per point, half a point per dollar. I just don't see how they would do it any other way. So, yeah, but 5 transactions is cooked. Dem joining us, also a channel member. Thank you, sir. Bill Wright, also a channel member. Appreciate you joining. Who cares what the earn rate will be for mortgage with Bilt? If it's not the lowest rate, you're screwing yourself. Even a refinance could cost you thousands. So it's going to depend on. So the mortgages, like if you have an existing mortgage with UWM, you'll get like automatically enrolled into Bilt, and as long as you're making your payment on time, it will. It sounds like that will be fine. Refis can definitely cost you money. I think it's going to be something where if you don't have a UWM originated loan mortgage, you probably shouldn't go out of your way to refinance with UWM. So if you're not with UWM, you shouldn't worry about it too much. They're going to start with UWM and I guess like add other issuers from there and like extend the same program going forward. But I don't think it would be wise, and I'm not trying to give financial advice or anything like that, Um, but I don't think it would be wise if you don't have a UWM mortgage to jump in to refinance with UWM just to get Bilt points on your mortgage. Like, we still don't know what the earn rate is going to be. We still don't know what bonus opportunities there's going to be for things like refinancing or loan origination or anything like that. So you may not want to put all those eggs in one basket to start. Background balloon. Unless if Bilt 2.0 is fire, I'm low-key hoping Bilt drops the ball with the seamless transition and Wells Fargo just product changes us. I wish I could say that product changes are going to be a thing with Wells Fargo. Those accounts are going over to cardless. I think part of Bilt's huge valuation and huge round of funding was them being able to scrounge the money together to make Wells Fargo whole for the accounts and not allow you to product change to an autograph or a tune or active cash. So I don't think we're going to see product changes. But if they screw up the seamless transition, who knows? Sleepy Rod, what do you think the ratios will be between Rakuten Bilt? If it's 1-to-1, almost no point in using the Bilt card since I can use the Rakuten card. That's a great question. I don't know. I don't think you're going to see like 2 Rakuten points to 1 Bilt point because Bilt is going to try and get American Express's 1-to-1. I think like the big thing is going to be you got that $7,000 cap on the extra 4%. So unless you're like so heavily invested in Bilt that you're willing to eat, everything after that $7,000 and spend, or you're just going to invest in Rakuten dining, like the Rakuten card becomes like your dining card and you just do rewards network through Rakuten to get the 10x if it's 1-to-1. But that will get monotonous after a while. Like there's only so many times you can go to those restaurants. Even if they add like hundreds of restaurants at a time, there's only so many times you can go to the same restaurant just for the sake of Bilt points. So we'll see, but it would display like that as an avenue for Bilt points is going to be relatively insane when it comes out. I don't know that it's going to be one. I assume it's going to be 1-to-1. I think Bilt wants it to be 1-to-1, but we'll see. Interesting to see that we haven't seen anything else after that. So that's fun. Anyway. I'm still super stoked about this Rove triple dip opportunity. So Rove miles earned on the booking, 10 times points per dollar through October 31st, 5 times points per dollar, elite status credits, bonus points, and elite benefits earned through the hotel brand where you hold or are working toward elite status, credit card rewards earned on the card you use to pay, whether it's a co-branded hotel or airline card or one that earns transferable points or cash back. So what'll be really interesting with this Rove news will be if you see the ability to use like a Hilton card and you have Hilton, like you use your Hilton Aspire, you pay through Rove. Rove gives you 10 times points. And then if it counts as a Hilton, if they add the ability to pay at the hotel, like you have your Aspire, you start with your booking with your Aspire through Rove, so you get the 10 times Rove points, and then you pay at the hotel to pay directly, and then you get the 34 times points. That's going to be insane. So you got that to look forward to, maybe. Background balloon, at least Bilt is still a general dining category and okay-ish catch-all with rent day, but Rakuten is so expensive that they can make whatever spend transaction requirement noticeably more difficult. Yeah, they could add in, you have to spend at least, a few $100s or $1,000, at least $1,000, a big check period, at least $1,000 a quarter, which would suck for some people. But Rakuten's got a lot of options, and you can make you can make some pretty serious points, especially with the 4 times points on top of whatever the store is. So if the store is 15, you'll get 19 times points. Or you do that silly like Norton LifeLock or Norton whatever it is that is like 99 times points, and then you do the Rakuten card, and it becomes 103 times points per dollar. Just completely erases that charge if you did cashback, or because that's what, like $100+ service. I want to say it's like a few $100s. Pretty insane. So yeah, we're still waiting on the full details of the Rakuten payout with Bilt. Shabby Old Cloak, Bilt is doing so much in the background, but they won't announce their cards. You got to do the infrastructure building in the back. You got to do the background first. Like, if you don't have the background taken care of, you just rush forward, and then people ask you what you're doing. So at least setting these things up and giving these signals gives you the peace of mind that, like, when they're ready to announce the cards, they'll announce the cards. But honestly, I don't know what their plan is exactly. It's somewhat exciting though, like, just to see that they're actually getting their act together and putting this stuff out there. So we'll see what happens. Just doing some last minute checks here. Oh, there was one other story that popped relatively late. And I think this was on upgraded points. So use maximum point promo code, 20% off the annual subscription, whatever. That's fine. Don't care. The City Strata Elite card is launching exclusive Supper Club dining series. So let's share this real quick. So City Strata Elite launches exclusive Supper Club dining series. Card members now have access to a new series of exclusive dining experiences through a collaboration with the Supper Club, a members-only community dedicated to fine dining and culinary events. Read on to learn whatever. What cardholders can expect. The Supper Club dining series features curated meals, acclaimed chefs, and immersive experiences at some of the country's most sought-after restaurants, making it a standout benefit for cardholders of the City Strata Elite. Normally, membership in the Supper Club costs $7,500 per year for access to events in a single state, or $10,000 per year for all locations, with unlimited attendance to any events members choose, making this perk a significant value add for cardholders. The series kicks off on October 15th at Craig's in Los Angeles, featuring a collaboration with celebrated chef Nancy Silverton, live entertainment, and unique cardholder perks like personalized card embossing for those who RSVP. Of course, it's way too small to read. The second event takes place at the Corner Store in New York City on November 12th, 2025, with a multi-course menu and chef-led storytelling highlighting the restaurant's signature cuisine. Additional events will expand to other major U.S. cities starting in January 2026. Attendance is limited and available on a first-come, first-served basis, making early RSVPs essential for cardholders hoping to secure a spot. And then it's just talking about the City Strata Elite card. So I just wanted to share that real quick. It doesn't offer a membership to the Supper Club, but it looks like you'll get the ability to sign up for these events. It's probably going to cost you a pretty penny. Although, if it happens to fall on a Friday or Saturday, I guess maybe you could get 6 times points on that, but we'll see. Does that keep more hope to the seamless? Yeah, I don't know. I trust Bilt about as far as I can throw them, honestly. Like, again, the Bilt product is fine. The company, I'm not 100% sure I trust them. And the cards, we will see what happens, honestly. Chad from Chad's Money Minutes joining us. Yo, hey Chad, hope your travels are going well. I'm sure you're traveling. Maybe you're home. But appreciate you stopping in, sir. Decided to just throw together a live a little bit earlier today because I don't feel like editing a TidBits. And I have a video dropping at 8 o'clock anyway. So there you go. Y'all have any last minute questions, statements, concerns about Bilt, concerns about city. Anybody interested in doing that Rove, in doing the Rove bookings? Definitely use my link for Rove. 64 people have signed up. I would love more points because more is more. Not sponsored, just a fan. Yeah, so there we go. And then Capital One offering retention bonuses. They might be, but it's a loyalty offer, and you can get a $200 credit in the Capital One travel portal after spending $2,000 in 3 months. Some Redditors are reporting. So maybe Capital One is getting into the retention bonus business with the Venture X, but it sounds like you're going to get another $200 coupon. Hooray. Taking in a bit of the DMV and the DC suburbs. That's awesome. The Delmarva Peninsula is nice. I need to head out that way a bit more. Eastern Maryland gets a little rowdy, but Delmarva is pretty cool. I like it. Shabby Old Cloak. Speaking of bookings, do you have to book direct to get car rental status reflected? Usually. I think if you have your number associated, like through the travel portal that you're booking, like if you're booking through the Delta portal with their preferred car rental establishment, you should be able to get your status reflected. I want to say the same would be true with Chase. Like if you have your Avis preferred circle, that should reflect. But the easiest is always going to be direct. But again, like rental car booking, the biggest thing there is like avoiding the counter. So, but I get it. Tia Rico, I booked the Intercontinental Willard in DC for 4th of July next year, 4 nights. Nice. So you only paid 3 nights in points. That's sweet. I've heard good things about that hotel. Hopefully it's good. Sorry for that. But yeah, no, that sounds like a great time. Delmarva. What else is on Delmarva? You can go to the Virginia, like you go through the Virginia section of Delmarva. That's that goes down. No, because then you have the Chesapeake opening, so you can't get down to like Newport News or anything like that, or Christopher Newport. So yeah, yeah, that's all I really had. Wanted to use the first 20 minutes of this. I'll probably cut up the first 20 minutes of this live, put it out as a video, do more on Rove because I'm still super excited about this Rove thing. Like I'm boring y'all to death with it, but I am very intrigued because I have wanted to see a travel portal with the ability to like have your status reflected so you don't always have to book direct. So if they've cracked that code, Rove suddenly becomes a player, and they say that they code as hotels, so they will still be an option for the Sapphire Reserve. They won't drop down to 1x on the 26th, so that's cool. And worst comes to worst, as an OTA, I could book with the Wells Fargo autograph and still get 3 times points, which I recently learned I have 150,000 Wells Fargo points. Got to figure out what to do with that. Tio Rico, I'll sign up for Rove with your link today. Mostly curious about it. Mostly just curious about it. Appreciate that, sir. If you do use my link, just check my videos. It's one of the first things on the pinned comment. Just make sure that you highlight that eligible night. So resharing, just to be safe. We're gonna do Denver again. Denver Aurora. We're gonna look at the 28th to the 30th. Right. So got a few minutes here. Share screen. Go back to Rove. So this is looking at Rove. These are crazy, but then you do just show me the loyalty point nights. IHG Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Colorado Springs South 120 125. You just do that night, and you do the IHG1 eligible side, and you put in, you have your IHG1 rewards. You do the room only. You can also do room only. What other option? Booking option. There are more booking options. So you pick the booking option you want. There is the non-refundable rate, and there's also the refundable rate. 10x points on everything. You want to make sure that you can have like breakfast included if breakfast is a thing for you, and you select your cash price. Go from here, and you make sure that you put in your guest details, and your guest details include your IHG1 rewards number. Pop in that number, and you're good to go. So, Best Western, Choice, Hilton, IHG, Marriott, and World of Hyatt, as well as Wyndham showing. Be interesting to see if they add like Accor Live and Mondarian, Friends of Mondarian, or Omni in the future. But not a bad place to start, especially because they got the big four in the United States. Sleepy Rod, where do you rank Wells Fargo points versus the other banks? So you've got like Chase and American Express toward the top, Bilt on top of them, but they're not a bank. Then Citi's in like third, and then Capital One has more options, but you've got to be playing on expert mode with Capital One. So then, like, I don't want to say Wells Fargo's last, but like Wells Fargo still has pretty decent options. They've got choice 1 to 2 on top of Capital One, and everything with their airlines is 1 to 1. And that ability to do your exact points needed compared to the nearest 1,000 or the nearest 100 is still super powerful. So I do think that secret weapon should bump them up a little bit. So I guess if we're ranking banks, 1A, 1B is Chase, American Express, right? Citi kind of in that 2 or 3 slot. Then I could say Wells Fargo in that 4 slot, and then Capital One. Capital One still has more options, but like Capital One, you still have to navigate around certain things, and they don't have the best transfer rates. Like 5 to 3 for JetBlue is silly, and 1 to 2 for what is it? Leading Hotel? No, I prefer. Not when Citi can get 1 to 4, and they have choice 1 to 1. Like their rates aren't what they should be compared to what the other banks got. So I would say Wells Fargo is ahead of Capital One, and like their stealth ability to just book the exact number of points is huge. Bill Wright, a local sports bar, now a Resi restaurant. It will be a long time before I tire of my Delta Platinum $10 credit. That's fair. That is certainly fair. I'm just talking about the ones that are in Rewards Network, because it's a lot of like there are some not so great chains in my area, and like restaurants I really like, but restaurants I would tire of relatively quickly. The more I have to go to prioritizing them over, other restaurants. So like it's expensive, but it's also not as much as I want. And Joey Rome joining us. Thank you, sir. We'll be wrapping up in about a minute or so. I've got some other stuff to handle at 6:30. So if you haven't, check out the beginning. First 20 minutes are the tidbits that we went through, and then just kind of hung out for a little bit. But Jerome, appreciate it, and appreciate you being a channel member, sir. So with that, I think we're good for tonight. As always, if you like what I do, hit the like and subscribe button to my check out my videos. Let people know about my videos if you so choose. I am 3 subscribers away from 2,300. I would very much like to get that in the rear view mirror and get to 2,500 by the end of the year. That would be fantastic. Yeah, check out the pinned comment as always. When I put up the pinned comment for this shortly thereafter, I'm going to edit this down a little bit, put out some stuff tomorrow, especially on Bilt and Rove. So appreciate you guys. Shabby Old Cloak, always appreciate your lives. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Tio Rico, good night. Good night, everyone. enjoy. Check out Joe's live at 7 o'clock, and John's going live tomorrow, so definitely check that out as well. Where do we rank Atmos points? I saw another creator say they were E tier, which I think is insane. Atmos, I think, is going to end up being like definitely an A tier, not S. Like if you're doing S to D, I would say that they're a strong A. And now the ability for the Atmos Summit card to turn your Atmos points into like hotel points. It's not the greatest transfer ratio necessarily, especially given the value of Atmos points. But like, you can book American Airlines pretty simply. You can book JAL pretty simply. Lots of options. So I would say that they rank relatively high. And they only have one transfer partner right now. So there's that. Polygraph Zone, I think Wells Fargo is in front of Capital One because you have the option of cashing out. Yep, as well. Capital One is still 50% for statement credit unless it's travel. Yeah, exactly. So that's another reason to value Wells Fargo points a little bit more. Planning on spending 3 months a year outside the US, Atmos wins. Yep, especially now with the Atmos Summit card and the 3x on foreign transactions. Southwest is thinking of doing the same thing on its like new premium card whenever that comes out. Be on the lookout for that, I guess. Anyway, thanks so much, y'all. Talk to you soon. Bye for now. And again, check out Joe's live at 7 o'clock.